What's up, everybody? It's Make It Make Sense. And Trump literally just exposed himself in a post and delete, and we got to talk about it. Like the video's intro plays, we got a lot to get into.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense.
Make it make sense to me intellectually.
Make it make sense. You know what was up.
Big moves.
Surfer.
Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense. Tell me how you squeeze it. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things that you say. Make it make sense. Tell me about the things of your dreams. Hey, let me work out all the things in between. Make it make sense.
Unblock me, and I'll give your grandma back her dentures. I said, unblock me, and I'll give your grandma back her dentures. You want the bitch to eat, right? Unblock me.
I told you.
That was not expected.
Okay, guys. So, you guys, I do not like talking politics, but I can't have this channel and not speak truth to power. Technically, the last video that I did, I got a lot of good feedback about sharing the facts of the story and not letting there be a political spin. So if you haven't seen that video, I will link it at the end of this video. It was regarding Trump, his FCC chairperson, and Jimmy Kimmel. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you're not new to the channel, definitely hit that like button. But I want to start here. Just so that we're not confused about what an attorney general is supposed to do. It says in the United States, the attorney general works for the president as the head of the Department of Justice, but also has an expected duty of independence when it comes to criminal investigations. This dual function can lead to political controversies, especially when investigations involve the president or their associates. Y'all, this happened. I would be lying if I said at this point I'm surprised, so I'm not even going to do that. But let's juxtapose what's supposed to happen with an attorney general. Trump put this out on Truth Social. It's his personal app. It reads, I have reviewed over 30 statements and posts saying that essentially same old story as last time. All talk, no action. If you don't know Pam Bondi is the attorney general. Nothing is being done. What about Comey, Adam Shifty Schiff, Letitia? They're all guilty as hell, but nothing is going to be done. And then we almost put in a Democrat-supported U.S. attorney in Virginia with a really bad Republican past. A woke rhino who was never going to do his job. That's why two of the worst Dem senators pushed him so hard. He even lied to the media and said he quit and that we had no case. No, I fired him. And there is a great case. And many lawyers and legal pundits say so. Lindsey Halligan is a really good lawyer and likes you a lot. We can't delay any longer. It's killing our reputation and credibility. They impeached me twice and indicted me 5 times over nothing. Justice must be served. Now, this was a post and delete. If you're thinking, oh, okay, this, kind of sounds like something the president might do. No. And if anybody says so, question them. Like, what do you mean? Let's read this again really quickly. But also has an expected duty of independence when it comes to criminal investigations. You nor anyone else can use the Attorney General of the United States to go after your political enemies. You're appointed, but you are not their personal attorney. Are you guys hearing me? This is not okay. You guys know I hate discussing politics, but this is not okay. Just like I had to discuss censorship, it doesn't matter if you're Democrat, Republican, Independent, none of those things matter. No sitting president should be allowed to use the attorney general to go after their political opponents. It's a Republican president now. If it's a Democratic president in the next election, they should also not be allowed to do this. This is why this was a post and delete. This, in my opinion, was either a voice note that was supposed to go to Pam or a note that would have gone to Pam in an email. This was not supposed to be posted on that app, which is why it was deleted. The White House is in a tailspin over this because you just acknowledged you have a hit list of your enemies. This is not okay. What? But I'm not surprised. In this climate, in this day and age, I'm not really surprised. This will come back to bite somebody and it's probably going to be Pam. So it says in the US, the Attorney General and the Department of Justice, in the US, using the Attorney General and the Department of Justice to prosecute political enemies is an abuse of power that undermines the rule of law. While recent court decisions have complicated the issue, historical norms and constitutional checks exist to prevent this from happening. These are the things that the Attorney General can do. They can refuse to comply. The Attorney General can refuse to carry out unethical or an illegal order. As the nation's top law enforcement official, the AG is expected to exercise independent judgment and uphold the integrity of the Justice Department. They can resign. If the president persists, the Attorney General could resign in protest. This has happened in the past. Most notably during the 1973 Saturday Night Massacre during the Watergate scandal, when an Attorney General and a Deputy Attorney General resigned rather than follow President Nixon's order to fire the special prosecutor. Compliance. An Attorney General who complies with such an order could face repercussions, including public condemnation, congressional investigation, and possible impeachment. I don't know. We'll see what happens here. I haven't seen anything like this before. You guys can put in the comments if you have, outside of Nixon, have you seen anything like this before? A sitting president using the Attorney General to go after his quote unquote political enemies. Okay. Let's move on. So I did a video about Jimmy Kimmel, and I want you guys to hear specifically, and it was the Jimmy Kimmel video is important to me because there will be a trickle down. Right now, the censorship is going for ABC. But Brendan Carr, in his Project 2025, Brendan Carr, who wrote the Project 2025 chapter on the FCC, also said that he would be going after Google. So there will be a trickle-down theory, and there needs to be some understanding of what that means for everybody. Again, Democrat, Independent, Republican, whomever. If they can do it to one person, the next administration can do it to you. Who would have ever thought? So after I made my video, I was shocked to see that Ted Cruz broke and other Republicans broke and said, this is not right. Ted Cruz breaks with fellow Republicans and condemns government threats against U.S. broadcasters. before we get into this, let me let you hear what Trump had to say initially.
Will also sign an executive order to immediately stop all government censorship and bring back free speech to America. Never again will the immense power of the state be weaponized to persecute political opponents.
This is that executive order, restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. This was his executive order. But more recently, he had this to say.
The company paid me $16 million for a form of hate speech, so maybe they'll have to go after you.
See, the reason I don't mind making these types of videos is because my subscribers know across the board, it's not a political thing with me. I speak truth to power. It doesn't really matter whose side you are on. If something is egregious, I'm going to say it because I have freedom of speech. Pam Bondi had this to say on freedom of speech.
I believe in the freedom of speech.
And more recently,
It's not free speech. When you come out and you say it's okay what happened to Charlie, we're firing people. We're seeing people online who are posting hate speech. They should be shut down.
okay, Stephen Miller, everybody's favorite.
I want you to think for a minute about the decades of abuse that has been heaped upon the good people of this nation. It takes away the right to free speech, the right to political.
Now, Stephen Miller is the White House Deputy Chief of Staff, and he is a Homeland Security Advisor since 2025. That's what he had to say. This is what he has to say presently.
All of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate, the power of law enforcement under President Trump's leadership will be used to find you, will be used to take away your money, take away your power, and if you've broken the law, to take away your freedom.
It's one thing, no matter your political affiliations, to have an opinion. It's another thing to vote the way that you see fit. And it's a whole nother situation when that's the rhetoric of people who are presently in power. Everyone should be nervous, no matter your political affiliation. Again, let's listen to Stephen one more time.
All of the domestic terrorists in this country spreading this evil hate, the power of law enforcement under President Trump's leadership will be used to find you, will be used to take away your money, take away your power, and if you've broken the law, to take away your freedom.
The power of law enforcement will be used to find you, to take away your money, your freedom. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship. Let that sink in. Now to Jimmy Kimmel, because I like to bring you guys fact-based content. I keep saying it, if anybody does an actual news channel that's just dedicated to the facts, they will shoot up, because not everybody is radicalized on the left or the right. And some of us are actually just kind of tired. I know most people vote for whomever they feel is the lesser of two evils. This is about Jimmy Kimmel's statements. This was Jimmy Kimmel's statement after the passing of Charlie Kirk. Instead of angry finger pointing, can we just for one day agree that this is a horrible and monstrous, that is horrible and monstrous to shoot another human? On behalf of my family, we send love to the Kirks and to all the children, parents, and innocents who fall victim to senseless gun violence. If Jimmy Kimmel had said something egregious, laughed, made light of this man's death, when I deep dive, I would have found it and I would have told you. I couldn't find it. If you can find anywhere where he literally made light of this man's death, let me know. Put it in the comments. I'll read the comments. Put it in the you could put it in the live chat right now. Let me know. Because this looks like he actually sent condolences. So what do we do with this? We have an attorney general who was told to go after a president's political, quote unquote, opponents. We have an FCC chairperson who basically silenced someone who spoke about the president. We have Stephen Miller saying that the president will use his power to come after people for their freedom of speech. Now, don't get me wrong, hate speech is hate speech. But just like I was telling you guys, when Elon took over Twitter in January of 2025, he said that he would change the algorithm to only do positive content, or it would be geared towards positive content. Who's determining what's positive content in a space that freedom of speech exists? You got to start asking yourself, like, where does the line get drawn? Because at this point, it feels like the line is constantly moving. Jimmy Kimmel sent out condolences to this man's family, and the victims of gun violence. I'm anyway. You guys can put in the comments. I'm sure you'll have a lot to say on this one. I'm going, because I don't really like doing political content. I'll probably do something more lighthearted today, but I've gotten good feedback about mixing it up. So just like we'll mix up pre-recorded content and live content. If something like this happens and it's a big deal, I will discuss it, but this is not a political channel. I don't have any desire to have a political channel. I'm one of those people who's actually, I'm tired. I am tired. But I can't speak truth to power and let my tiredness stop me from actually giving you guys fact-based content. But I'm tired.
I'm so tired, child. I'm so tired. I'm really tired.
Like the video on your way out. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe. Thank you to all the new subscribers. And you can kind of put in the comments how you feel about the mix of political content to just more like ridiculous or messy content. Of course, we're going to talk about Toothless Tommy, aka Dame Dash. Maybe that'll be a separate video. Anyway, I will see you guys later, because I think I'm definitely doing something else today in terms of another pre-recorded video. Have a good one.